everyone, it's Alex Box's English class. I'm going to introduce you a book called Dragon's Breath by E.D. Baker. Well, Emma's magic was out of control, and so she had to steal books to do her magic. And she was doing some cooking spells for breakfast when she said, "Salt cellar!" And she think that the salt cellar will come to her hand, but then she went to the dungeon. After meeting their grandfather, she comes out of the dungeon and meets Grassina, the green witch, who had an otter who was a wizard named Haywood, who was the first love of Grassina. And so, to turn him back, they had to find their grandmother, but their grandmother was only a memory. So, to get back their grandmother, they go to Oliphat and made him to give them all the memories, and their grandmother was back. But she didn't turn back Haywood, but then she did a spell, and then the otter disappeared. And then their grandmother said, "He will forget about Grassina in 3 days." And then the next day, it would be permanent. So they had to find Haywood in 3 days. 3 days. So then they overheard how to, reverse that spell. A gossamer hair from a mother of pearl, the dragon's breath from a green dragon, the feather of an aged horse, and lastly, a husk of a magic bean. So first, they decide to find the gossamer's hair from the mother of pearl. So they go deep inside the sea and find who was, a sea witch, where there was Pearl. So they go to Pearl's mother, who was another witch, and and tried to do a favor, but then their witch said to come and get the treasure that is the sea monsters are, keeping. So they go and find that treasure, and so they get the gossamer hair from the mother of pearl. Now, one off. Next, they go find the husk of a magic bean. They go to a magic market, but they all said that season's off. Just wait for 6 months and I can get 500 more magic beans. But then when they got to an old woman, she said she has some and said, "Where is my eyeballs?" And so they had seen eyeballs in the witch who had tried to kill them when they thought it was the witch that made Edric a frog. They had eyeballs, and so they got some old magic beans, and the old woman went to find her eyeballs. And so, like that, second solved. Next was to find the dragon breath of a green dragon, but when they went, they met Ralph, who was a young dragon, and they went to the Dragon King, where there was Shirley, and Shirley's great etc. grandfather was Pegasus, and so he had some of the feathers of an aged horse, and so like that they got the feathers of an aged horse. Lastly, they had to find a green dragon, but the Dragon King and the others were saying that there were no green dragon. And so for that was only a memory of grandmother. So Emma thought it could not be a green dragon, but they might have been, well, some kind of thought or, tricked by their grandmother. So with that, they go to the Dragon King and then get a dragon breath. And with that, with all the 4 ingredients, they go to Grassina, who had found the altar, and so they get Haywood back. But when Grassina and Haywood kissed, Grassina turned just like grandmother. It looks like that the grandmother had put some rose petals inside the spell, and the curse then went on. And now Grassina was just like grandmother. And also, the Green Witch became Emma. Okay, today I introduced you a book called Dragon's Breath by E.D. Baker, and this is the Squirrel to the Frog Princess, and next time I'll come with a different book. Bye-bye, and see you next time.